Hello and welcome back to Tricolor Gaming with me, Fletcher. And welcome to, the first of a few videos looking at the stuff that we got in today's DLC. Before I get started on going through all the update bits and bobs, don't forget to like and comment. And if you are new here, please do subscribe for more content from all of us at Tricolor Gaming. So, I've already got everything ready to go to have a look at what's been done in the free update today, and I'm going to start with the lagoon decorations because everyone I think is more excited about those than anything else. And thanks to the power of mods, I've been able to build decorations outside of the lagoons so we can get a pretty good view of each different bit. So I'm going to go in the order that they appear in the tab. So the first two are basically two cage decorations, one small and one large. This cage actually looks very similar to I think the cage from Jurassic Park 3. I might be wrong. I'll find a picture in editing because I think that is supposed to be the cage from JWE2. I remember the angled sides, but it's obviously a small one. And we've got the very large T-Rex style one as well, although I can imagine this sort of cage being used to transport something like a Moser. Yeah, two nice cages. I have to say, just since we can actually see what they look like, the little swirling fish additions certainly is a nice touch, give them a nice flair. Okay, so the next four are lights, and I've just turned it down to nighttime so that we can get a better effect from them, basically. So you've got one that's in this sort of concrete plinth, one that's located within this sort of dome of coral, one that's sort of a turret with a sort of Jurassic Park base, a Jurassic Park lighting base. In fact, I think it is literally the same base. Where's the... Yeah, it pretty much is, just a bit bigger. And one that's more hidden in coral and rocks, but has a more sideways angle instead of just an upwards angle. And of course, all of these lights can be changed in their color with the new color change feature. So I can have a white one. There we go. Ooh. So I can make this one red, I could make this one tricolor green, make this one tricolor blue, make this one bright white, or even orange. There we go. So yeah, I have to say that the new light changing color system is very cool. And I think we're going to be able to come up with some nice looking lagoons with these different coloured lights. I'm going to delete these and turn it back to daytime and look at the rest. So what's next in the decorations? Pretty much it's the rock features, and we've got quite a few of these different rock features, all different sizes. So I'm going to put all of them down. Let's have a look. They're all fairly simple, but again with the floating fish around them, they're nice enough. This one doesn't have any fish around it, nor does that one. So it looks like generally the bigger the decoration piece. Oh no, this one has fish around it. Okay, so yeah, some have fish, some do not. I actually quite like these little rock positions. I'm wondering if we'll be able to, as modders, use them to create nice little sculptures in the park. If I was going to be a bit picky, I would have liked a really big rocky formation, something like an undersea mount or volcano sort of top or something like that, something really large, because if there's something I have to say about all these decoration pieces, is that even the big ones are still pretty small. The next two pieces are boats. So we've got a an overturned boat on its side there, and a sunken boat just sort of sitting normally. Now, I think they're supposed to represent the Jurassic Park 3 boat, only these are probably a lot smaller than what the JP3 boat was. But I think that's what they were going for in terms of their representation. I do kind of like I think I prefer this one with it sitting down there, and again the fish around the large blue coral there. It's a nice touch. After the boats, we have two what I want to call active displays. This one is a set of geothermal vents, which do as well distort the screen. I love that effect. That's so cool. The heat distortion there. And this one I think is supposed to be bubbles, but obviously I can't see them outside. I think the bubbles will be more apparent inside the lagoon. And we'll have a look at all of these inside the lagoon in a minute. And the next 5 are just basically patches of coral. From small little fronds. These are sponges, pretty sure these are sponges. Then we've got this sort of coral rock with bigger sponges and corals and sea plants. Another sort of coral rock. A wide, flat, sort of mushroom coral area. And a rock with some of the same mushroom coral. And this is reminding me of Subnautica. You tear these off for their I think they were parts of computer processors that you had to get in Subnautica. It's bringing back memories. Okay, so that's the coral selections. Again, I like them. I just wish there was one that was perhaps a bit bigger, so that we could have a really big sort of focal point in the lagoon. Next and finally is the one that probably everyone is most happy about, the Indominus Rex skeleton. I'm going to quickly switch to first person view. There we go. There he is. The Indominus Rex is too small. There's no way that the head of the Indominus Rex was smaller than a human being. But apart from that, it's a pretty good representation of how it looks at the beginning of Jurassic World 2, with the Therizinosaurus claws and everything. It's quite a cool little focal point, but again, I wish it was bigger, so that, because in a lagoon I think a lot of these decorations are going to get swamped. Now, before we have a look at all of these decorations under the water, we also do have some pieces that go around the outside, so I've put them all in here. So that's a new feature as well, being able to quickly shift down into the water. So yeah, that works fine. So the first piece are these sort of sails that are very similar to the aviary viewing gallery sails and the Jurassic World entrance. I suppose here they're supposed to sort of represent waves. It's very nice, very decorative. And then we have these sort of more distinct vertical sails. Again, I like them for their Jurassic World theming. I think they're a nice touch. These are probably going to be my favourite buildings to have at the side of the lagoon. These amber and rock-filled fountains. You get the 4 spouts in the middle, and then you get some spurting into the lagoon itself, which I think is a nice touch. Definitely my favourite. Then we have the planters. So we have a row of 4 plants, and then you have this sort of long planter design. Now, I believe the tree in these planters will change depending on what your biome is. I reckon that these will be replaceable because these are the exact same trees as I get in the standard planter, long planter decoration, which I know changes. So I reckon these trees will change based on your biome, and I will probably off screen go and check that in some of the other biomes in a minute. After the planters, you then have three kind of displays. You've got the mosasaurus sign, which I suppose it's a shame that it's not more generic, but I suppose if you have a mosasaur you can use that. We have a Jurassic Park style sort of monolith display with very nice generic banners, and a Jurassic Park style flaming obelisks, which are pretty damn cool. I do like the obelisks. So, what do all of our decorations look like underwater? Well, let's delve down and have a look. Now, I'm going to build these decorations in the light so that we can see what they look like. So they will automatically level, more or less, to the level of the lagoon. So, and they won't remove the plants or anything inside the lagoon either, which is good. So there are our two large cages. I think they look really good, actually. Yeah, I think they look really good under the waterline there. Oh, you get a few bubbles. That's a nice touch. Let's have a look at the light. Now the lights, I suppose we're going to need to place in the dark. So the level of the illumination the lights actually have does seem to be quite small, so you might need to place quite a few of them to get some good illumination of what's going on in the dark. But yeah, they look alright. I definitely prefer the ones that are quite hidden to the very obvious this is a light. This turret is not very conspicuous. No, it is very conspicuous, sorry. So I definitely prefer the hidden ones. Let's place down our rocks. Now, something that is obviously going to come up is that these pieces are all going to probably add to your piece count for your parks, and we know that the game does have an inbuilt limit. Oh, look, you've got some bubbles coming up through this rock formation. Now, the game does have a limit, so again, think about what you're going to place down in your parks for your decorations, and don't put down tons and tons and tons of these because you will probably break your save. But yeah, that looks they look nice. What's next? Ah, the two boats. Yeah, I definitely still think the one lying on its keel is probably my favourite, as opposed to the one sheltering fish. I don't know, actually, I quite like the way that this one shelters fish underneath. Which, if you were a tiny fish in a lagoon full of very large aquatic prehistoric animals, you would want some shelter, I think. But yeah, they're there. They work. The two active ones. So there's a geothermal vents. That looks really cool, actually. I can't wait to make a sort of geothermal vent enclosure for a Liplorodon or something like that. That's very cool. And this is bubble streams. That's so cool. It's a shame that the aquatic animals probably don't have any sort of unique interactions with any of these. like playing within the bubble streams, but that's still pretty awesome. I like that. And these are just sort of simple coral patches, aren't they? So let's just dump those down. And our Indominus Rex skeleton as well. Yeah, these are all pretty nice. Like I say, I think some of them should have been bigger. I think we needed a really large example or a couple of very, very big pieces to form a sort of focal point for lagoons, but decorations we have gotten so far look really nice, and I can imagine that mod makers are probably going to push this to new extremes, as they always do. Yeah, the little Indo there. Very cool. So that was just a quick look at the new lagoon pieces and the new lagoon decorations. Let me know in the comments down below which of these little side pieces you think is the best looking, and which of the lagoon pieces you're going to probably the lagoon decorations are going to make the most use out of, or which one you're going to do first. I'm going to be doing a couple of videos today looking at all the different bits of the free update, so please do stay with us, and I will see you in the next video. Stay safe, and goodbye.